FOIA it. A lot of times people don't know, so they just go off of what they heard. Go FOIA the information and learn for yourself. Educate yourself.
So I am about to go over this article from the Daily Southtown, and it details what happened when Tiffany Henyard arrived at court alongside her legal team. According to her attorneys, the former mayor of Dolton plans to submit an affidavit stating she does not possess the documents that are being requested in the ongoing lawsuit. Let me know when you're ready to send the next part.
Ask me for the receipt, but I got the receipts right here on ice, like I always do. Y'all asked for it, and I'm about to do.
Henyard was required to appear in court on Friday at the Daily Center in Chicago to present documents that had been requested last year by the nonprofit Edgar County Watchdogs. These are documents that should be public under the Freedom of Information Act. Back on May 23rd, Cook County Judge Kate Moreland issued an order holding her in contempt for continuously ignoring court directives. But let me break it down for y'all while I roll out the receipts that many of you assumed I did not have. Trust me, I always keep my receipts. Although Henyard was expected to testify, her lawyer, Bo Brinley, told Judge Moreland she would not take the stand due to an ongoing federal investigation into potential misconduct from her time as mayor of Dolton. Yes, you heard that right. A federal investigation is active regarding her actions as mayor. Am I shocked? Not one bit. I know you all are sitting there surprised, but you really shouldn't be. After the hearing, Brinley confirmed he is representing Henyard in the federal probe. And here is what he said. She does not have the documents. Now I hold on to my paperwork because I like to educate the public. As for that one document, thereafter, she supposedly does not even remember what it is or where it is. Honestly, I do not buy that for 1 second. I will show you proof of that later in this video. But first, let's keep going with this article. The Edgar County Watchdogs filed a lawsuit against Dolton in February 2024 after being ignored when they requested records the previous month. According to the suit, the Watchdogs made 2 different FOIA requests, and neither received a response from Henyard's office. And we all know how good she is with answering emails, right? Let me pause here. Have any of y'all ever emailed Tiffany? Because since she stepped into office, not once, has she personally replied to an email? She even admitted she does not like emails and does not check them herself. Now, attorneys for the Edgar County Watchdogs stated on Friday that while the village helped with the first request, which included credit card statements since October 2023, they still have not received a copy of a document Henyard flashed at a public meeting in January. She claimed it proved the trustees canceled the village's credit cards. And here we go. Again, with Tiffany Henyard putting her foot in her mouth. At that board meeting, she waved a piece of paper and claimed it was evidence that the trustees canceled the cards. Some of y'all probably remember that particular board meeting. They started going viral around then. Let's be real. Nobody even heard of Dolton until she took office, and not for anything good. If you do not remember, no worries. I am going to play that clip for you right now. Let's take a look. Alright, here it is. And of course, she starts off by trolling, acting like she is the queen of receipts. Since when? That has never been her thing. Quite the opposite, actually. But let's continue watching this nonsense. She says, paper trail for all of them. They said we lying. Here's the proof right here. An email from the bank showing they canceled the credit card. I am giving it to all of y'all, including the public. But what she is really doing is just tossing a random paper in the air, like that somehow clears her name. So now, with this court appearance and all the mess around that mystery document, let's look at what the latest updates say about Tiffany Henyard, the former Dolton mayor and current Thornton Township supervisor, decided to plead the Fifth in court today. Instead of testifying, her appearance in court today, super brief, she was ordered to show up in person after being found in contempt for not following transparency laws and failing to submit records from her time in office. She always says, I got my own evidence. When I drop it, y'all going to wish you had given me a chance. You'll be saying, man, I should have heard her out. He claimed she would eventually share another side, a different perspective, and that when all is said and done, she will come out smelling like roses. But let us not forget, even roses have a smell, as mentioned earlier, rather than testify. Her attorney invoked the Fifth Amendment on her behalf. Tiffany, do you have any comment about being in court today or being ordered to show up? Responded, in the next week or two, I will personally speak on anything anyone has said about me, anything they've put out there, because for me, it is facts over fiction. I will lay out the facts. I will show the receipts. Her team, of course, declined further comment now. Friday's hearing centered on the lawsuit filed by the Edgar County Watchdogs, a public interest group that sued the village of Dolton after Henyard's administration ignored Freedom of Information Act requests back in January. These requests sought financial documents and spending records. Her attorney, Bo Brinley, insisted she does not have them. According to Brinley, Henyard has no recollection of the document in question. He downplayed the issue, saying it stemmed from some random board meeting where she supposedly held up a single sheet of paper. His position, that expecting her to remember such a thing is unreasonable considering the number of meetings and the overall chaos in Dolton. Oh, really? Chaos caused by who? Exactly. Your client, sir. Now look at these lawyers so serious, as if defending her is something to be proud of. And there she is again, smirking and grinning like the center of attention. Because, let's be honest, she thrives on it. Negative or not, Tiffany Henyard loves the spotlight, so we are expected to believe she has no idea what document they are referring to. That is the defense, even though the exact board meeting has already been identified. Let me jog everyone's memory one more time. They said, "We lying. Here's the proof," she said, an email from the bank confirming they canceled the credit card. I am giving it to all of y'all, including the public. That, folks, is a textbook example of projection. In psychology, projection is a defense mechanism where someone attributes their own toxic behaviors to someone else, a way to avoid responsibility, and Tiffany Henyard is practically a master at it. Like I always say, every single night I have to prove myself. Every night I have to show you who I really am. She claims people are lying because they cannot beat her. She says they are running a smear campaign built on falsehoods, but all she does is stand on stage, rant, and accuse others, all while mirroring her own actions onto everyone else. And then comes the speech. I am still building while y'all try to tear her down. What kind of example is that? She talks about unity, one band, one sound, as if she wants everyone to look cooperative and professional, like in other towns, but then immediately turns around and makes it all about herself. She says, people are just trying to be her trusty house. Kiana Belchur, claiming they owe their seats to her landslide 82% win. And while she speaks, you are sitting there wondering, what is she even talking about? Because what she accuses others of, she is blatantly doing, often worse, and right in front of everyone's face like it is completely normal. I mean, I genuinely cannot deal sometimes. At this point in life, I am too grown to be dealing with people who act like toddlers in suits. People like Tiffany Henyard. We all know folks like this, the kind who never take responsibility and are constantly throwing their mess onto everyone else. And honestly, it is exhausting. When I recognize someone like that in real life, I keep my distance. I am okay with covering drama for videos, but living that drama, no thank you. Life is way too short to let toxic energy control your peace. Can you relate? Drop it in the comments. If you are dealing with someone toxic right now, just do not give them your energy. And if that toxic person happens to be your boss, go above them, because there is always someone higher up the chain. Trust that if you are stuck in a toxic work environment and it is wearing you down, walk away. But be smart about it. Line up another job first. Update your resume. Plan your exit so you feel secure making the leap. And yes, I get it. It is easier said than done. Bills do not wait. Rent is outrageous. Still, something to think about. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Now back to the story, because I did just go off on a tangent. In court, Henyard was called to testify, but with the FBI still investigating suspicious spending and accusations that she used her political position to go after people she saw as enemies during her time as Dolton mayor and township supervisor, her lawyer Brinley told her to plead the fifth. Honestly, that is what anyone with legal counsel and common sense would do in this situation. She is no longer in office. She is a private citizen now, and she has every right to protect herself under the Constitution. According to court documents, Henyard ignored emails from the Dolton Council last fall, asking for records as part of a FOIA request. All the watchdogs wanted were some credit card statements. That is it. Nothing complicated. Just the receipts. She was waving around, but with no documents provided, Henyard's lawyer was allowed by the judge to submit an affidavit instead. The court said that would suffice, and they promised to file it immediately. Eventually, the people of Dolton made their voices heard by electing someone new. That was her real defense. She lost the seat. And that is how she exited the stage. This next part comes from the attorney representing the Edgar County watchdogs. He said, "We do not believe someone can simply burn a paper or get rid of the document." The implication: even if you destroy the physical copy, there is always an email trail. That line reminded me of something Dr. Nikita Cloud said during a Tea with the Trustees event. Let us take a look at that clip. Let me be completely honest. Keith D. Freeman was even worse. I had proof. They told us not to attend the board meeting for the trustees. I had the email where they said if we showed up because they secretly changed the time, we would be fired. He got into my email and wiped it clean. Wiped it. When I resigned, I only had 20 emails left between us. I was chief of staff. He was village administrator. We should have had hundreds. He erased everything. So yes, I am relieved that they finally cut ties with him. Because even though it looked like he was cooperating with the trustees, it was forced. He did not walk away from that money willingly. They pressured him into whistleblower status. Sorry, I always struggle to say whistleblower, but that explains why removing him took so long. At least, that is what I heard. Let us keep going. The attorney for the watchdogs, Edward Coach Winehouse, told reporters after court, "We are not stopping until we get the documents." Judge Moreland ruled that Henyard will be fined $1,000 a day starting May 30th until she either hands over the records or submits the affidavit. Her lawyer, Bo Brunley, said they would file the affidavit by Monday. The rest of the article just echoes what her attorney claims, that she does not remember. It happened a year ago, and she is no longer in office, so it feels unfair. He even called the contempt charges and proceedings overblown, saying it is ridiculous to punish a former official for doing their job. Granted, she was not the FOIA officer, that was Keith Freeman, but he led her admin staff, and he played a key role in blocking those FOIA requests, and let us be real, she knew what was going on. Okay, now let us move on to what happened next. After walking out of court and invoking her Fifth Amendment rights, Tiffany Henyard did what she always does. She went live on Facebook, naturally. Let us watch a bit of that, and then I will jump back in. Hey everyone, it is your favorite supermayor, Tiffany Henyard, the people's mayor, the people's supervisor. Yes, 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 I am keeping my title. I just want to thank everyone who supports me, who shows me love. Stay tuned, because my book is coming out, and I will be doing a tour soon. For those of you who follow Supermayor Tiffany Henyard, you are going to want to be there. I have a lot to say. I know I have been quiet lately, and y'all know I am not a quiet person. But I have been watching everything. You all see me going through this uphill battle, fighting off all these haters who want to drag someone down. But that is not me. I lift people up. I spread love and inspiration. Y'all have created a whole fake world where you act like you run things, but that is not reality. Know your place. Respect your seat. That is the real issue. Y'all do not know boundaries. That is why y'all keep losing. I uplift and inspire. Why is there always drama? Why do I have to keep going back and forth with people I once supported, especially my own team? Trustee House, Trustee Belshern, neither of you would have had a seat if it were not for me. I put you there. I made that happen. And all I ever wanted was to serve the community. That is all. But here come the critics, the doubters, the people waiting for me to fall. That is not what I represent. And with that said, thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Keith. Thank you to all the department heads, the police chief, Public Works, Janice Johnson, everyone who supported me. I appreciate you. Trustee, I have your picture. I will bring it to you. But right now, let me sing this farewell. I truly appreciate you. If you know the words, feel free to sing along. That is not who I am. My spread love, and you, Trustee House, would not have had a chance if you had gone solo. That is the truth. That is what you should all be doing, lifting each other up. But instead, all I see is people trying to tear others down. Why not let people thrive? Let folks live. I have been there. I learned the system. And I always tell you, study the law. Learn something from me. But since I am younger, you think I have nothing to teach. Yet I was the first. That title, Supermayor, I created that. Nobody else. I ran for this office, and I won in a landslide. Let me remind you, 82%, so please put some respect on my name, and when I became your mayor, I made history, the first black female mayor of the village of Dolton, youngest first. Understand the weight of that. When I bring fresh ideas to the table, I lead. The leader creates the vision, and those who run on her platform follow it. So if you were on my ticket, you followed my plan. Before we go any further, if you are new here and like what you are hearing, please hit that like button. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. Make sure to tap that like as well. Turning on the notification bell helps you stay updated every time I drop something new. Whichever action you choose, one or all it, really supports the channel. Let us continue. I have some incredible footage to show you from the courthouse to flashbacks of her trustee days for some powerful comparisons. So now, I am moving forward. Bigger and better things are ahead for Tiffany Henyard. I want to give a heartfelt shout-out to baby Justice. I love you, Justice. Yes, she even has a book coming soon. So, stay tuned to hear more about my little bundle of joy, Miss Justice. That is who I fight for, Justice. That is why I named her that, for those of you who never knew. And yes, that story will be in the book too. Now let us pause for a second. Why exactly does her daughter need a book? She is like 6 years old. Obviously, she did not write it. And then Tiffany explains, I named her Justice because I fight for justice. Okay, but she acts like this is a once-in-a-lifetime story, as if no one else has ever named their child Justice before. But hey, if you want the backstory, let me show you this little clip. It says it all, and you will not need to buy her book. Special event, Trustee Henyard. Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. It feels so good to be back. I was on maternity leave this past month. I had a healthy baby girl. Thank you all. Trustee Henyard? What is the baby's name? Just like her mama Justice. No comment. Well, you said she is healthy, and that is what matters. As you can see, even the mayor had to chuckle when she said just like her mama, because what justice is she referring to? Probably what he was thinking. All she ever did was stir conflict, argue with fellow trustees, and disrupt meetings. And I have done plenty of videos showing how difficult she was to work with back when she was a trustee. Which raises the big question, how did this woman become mayor in the first place? Why did anyone vote for her? The truth is it was not easy. It did not happen overnight. She was able to sway some people. Many were skeptical. But her trustee teammates, Kiana Belchor, Clerk Key, Jason House, they went door to door campaigning for her, convincing hesitant voters. Now she loves to shout, "How dare you betray me?" Trustee Belcher, you lost 3 seats and never won anything on your own, and Trustee House, you would not have made it without me. Her beef is that they all ran under her brand, and she campaigned hard to make sure they got in. And honestly, without that full campaign push, Tiffany would not have become mayor either. When she says, "Y'all ran on my ticket, I got you elected," that is a fact. But they also went door to door, pleading with residents to give her a chance, even the ones who were unsure about her based on her previous behavior. Hi, I'm Kiana Belchor, running for trustee of Dolton. I'm on the dream team with Tiffany Henyard, working to bring new businesses and housing to the village. On February 23rd, vote for Me Punch 11. Thank you in advance. Hi, I'm Allison Key, running for clerk. I believe in transparency and an open-door policy. I'm proud to run alongside Tiffany Henyard and the dream team. Punch 5 on February 23rd. Thank you. Hi, I'm Jason House, trustee of Dolton, running for re-election. I support Tiffany Henyard for mayor and the dream team. Punch 1 on April 6th. So, they campaigned hard, endorsed her, and got her into office, a choice they now regret. But sometimes, you live and learn. Unfortunately, Dolton had to go through the Tiffany Henyard era to understand why voter awareness matters. The signs were there. Anyone who watched her trustee meetings would have seen her real attitude. She did not hide it. There were moments when she tried to act professional and mature, but most of the time, she behaved like a child. When things did not go her way, she yelled, and threw tantrums. She would scream, "I do not care if they like me, I am still going to speak up. If I am with it, I am with it. If not, I am not." I even reached out to the other trustees, tried to hear both sides, but no one answers my calls. I called you, trustee. I said, "Hear both sides, do not just listen to what one person says." It is like y'all get brainwashed. This is the same person who wants to sit down like ladies and talk about the agenda, not about hanging out or being friends, just business. 4 items on the agenda, and she wants to discuss it like adults. Yet, here she is, once again showing she cannot manage her emotions. And she is calling out Trustee Denton, who is genuinely a kind and sweet person, for not answering calls. That is the pattern. No one wants to pick up the phone because this is what happens. You cannot reason with someone who refuses to listen. So you move on now. Back to Tiffany Henyard and her courthouse Facebook rant. She said something that caught my attention. Let me play it, and I'll explain to my parents. Mr. and Mrs. Henyard, stay tuned, y'all. A little goat is coming. Out, Mr. Henyard, about to be on that grill. If you never had goats, y'all, it's spicy and good. That is coming soon. Wait, did you catch that? She mentioned her dad grilling goat. I have never heard her talk about that before. Suddenly, it is a passion of his. Could she be saying this to build a narrative around that suspicious night at the Rock Island car wash? For those who do not know, there was a strange fire behind that location of business allegedly tied to her boyfriend, though his name was not on any of the official papers. The rumors that they were burning evidence, and yes, I already made a video about this, check it out after this one. It sparked serious speculation. So this talk about grilling goat, it feels like she is planting a defense, a way to explain what could have been seen or smelled that night. I have never heard her mention this grilling hobby before, but if you have, let me know in the comments, and that is where we will leave it today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you are new here, do not forget to hit that subscribe button.